Had a dream, I said, while food said, how big I said, as big as said, did what I said, proceed said, indeed I said, so read I said, don't repeat what I say, he said, nothing else to read what he said, he started like this, but I believe to be the best, I repeated what was said, it came to me like a but last evening I said, still playboy with the reason he said, first thing I want to know what's the reason he was said, more money,
all right, we back. I have to. Zone. Stuff like more.
Remind yourself, nobody built like you design yourself. I agree, I said, my one of a kind self gets known every day like Jesus said. When he said, I said, as he said before, just keep doing your thing, say I used to read magazines. Pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, I let my take rock to my take pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on stop.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on,
going on, yo?
Man, you know, chilling, man, chilling. Ain't seen you in a minute.
Oh yeah, man. It's been a long time.
How you been?
I've been all right, man. How about yourself?
Oh, you know, I can't complain, baby. You know, just had a second daughter, January 6th.
All right, congratulations, man. Congratulations,
Oh,
yo.
appreciate it.
Just popping out girls, huh?
Yeah. That's all God giving me right now.
Yeah,
but
man.
It's I'll make it work. How you out there in North Carolina?
Definitely, man. Yeah, man. It's been. Yeah, yo. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
been out here for some time, man. It's been 8-9 years now.
Yeah.
Okay, what part?
He's in
8-9 years.
Kannapolis.
Oh, bro, that's down the street from me.
Really? Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I
He's
stay in
actually
Concord.
he's actually in the sports and fitness, like a trainer type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
man.
man. Yep.
How's your brother,
I've been out for about 8-9 years now. Yep. Married now. Oh, he good, man. I just talked to him yesterday, man. He good. They was up at Big Bear. Him and the family was up in Big Bear this past weekend.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, man. He been he been good, man. He out there in Palmdale. You know, that's where everybody at.
Cool,
Moreno Valley, Riverside, Palmdale.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing you been doing your podcasting for a minute now. I'm like, man, look at my boy, man.
Yeah, man. It's something that I wanted to do, man. I wanted to do this years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But you know, I had to get some things in order. So I finally got my own space, which is my own room.
I'm still working on that in this household.
No,
Get my own space, my own room. But you know,
bro,
the wife won't let you get your own space. The kids won't let you get your own space. I'm like, man, I need a man cave.
For real, this is my man cave, yo. I had another TV sitting over here, but I was like, I need a TV for my bedroom, so I took it off the wall and took it upstairs. I had two TVs. I got a TV right here. I had a TV over there. One for the game, one for the podcast. And I was like, you know what? I'm just taking it upstairs. My wife was like, I need a TV to watch. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's take this upstairs. Because I ain't buying another TV. I'm tired of buying TVs for real.
They secretly get
their
own
man.
way.
Good to have you on, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, yo. Tell me about it. It's crazy, man. But that's a blessing, man. I seen you got married. You know, you got your kids, yo. Hey, that's life. That's life, man.
Yeah, man.
That's life.
I
love it.
It's a different feeling, man. It's like it's crazy. It's I don't know how to explain it, man. But it's a different feeling, though. It definitely matures you. It makes you grow up.
Yeah, man, for real. Because you no longer you are no longer responsible for yourself. You're responsible for everybody.
Yeah.
You and that's right there, man. Been married for what, 6 years now. So,
Yeah,
bro, I done been there. Yeah, man, it's been 6 years. So,
man.
got two stepsons. I got my daughter. She'll be 5 in June, and I see your little one just had a
Yeah,
birthday, right?
just turned 5 this weekend. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Yeah, man. They
my leap
growing,
year
yo.
baby, man.
Bro, they growing. Yeah, man. I
Man.
got you on, man, because I I wanted to. I know you played for that Westchester high school team. Now that process, and what made me, I'm like, all right, man, my boy played for Westchester, and I know that
Mm.
powerhouse team, y'all was highly ranked in the early
Yeah,
2000s. Am I
yeah.
right?
They my freshman year, because see our freshman year, because you and I graduated the same year. I went to a different school, went
Mm-hmm.
to a private school, so they were ranked
Mm-hmm.
from 2000 every year from 2000. I want to say 2001 to like 2000 and I want to say when the last time they was ranked, maybe like 2009. So they had they almost a 10-year, you know what I'm saying, national ranking since I want to say since Hassan Adams, the Trevor Reeses on down to
Mm-hmm.
guys like Dwayne Poley, Jordan Mays, guys that played at San Diego State, Arizona. They had a lot of talent, man. But when I got there in
Mm-hmm.
2002, my sophomore year, we were ranked. Let's see, we were ranked number 3. Yeah, because that was Trevor's senior year. So Trevor Reese's
Yeah.
senior year, we were ranked number 3, and the only people that were ranked in front
Mm-hmm.
of us were St. Vincent St. Mary's, which they were number 1, LeBron's team, and I want to say it was
Okay.
maybe like Modern Day. They probably were ranked like number 2, but other than that,
Okay.
it was close.
Okay.
Yeah, we were ranked number
So
3
what
again.
was the hype? Because I watched the
No, go ahead. What'd you
What
say?
was the hype around that game, yo? That game when y'all played against LeBron. Was it the hype? Was it really the hype that went around that game? Because I watched the clip of that game. That's what made me, because I seen a clip of your coach talking. I seen you in the video, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah, I gotta hit him up, man. We gotta talk about this, yo, because was the hype
Well,
that real?
honestly,
I
man,
knew LeBron was LeBron, but was the hype
what's
really
funny
that
about
real?
that time, let me tell you, our sophomore year, I'm not knowing anything about no national rankings. I'm not knowing anything about the top players in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just playing ball. I'm just happy to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a young
Mm-hmm.
buck. So I'm a young buck, happy to
Yeah.
be on the team. Just
Yeah.
grinding it out. Do what I gotta do. Being a role player type dude. You know what I'm saying? It's Trevor's year.
Mm-hmm.
We had guys like Big Red who was phenomenal. And another point guard in LB who was underrated. You know what I'm saying? Coming into his senior year, but he actually had a phenomenal senior year and had different college looks, you know what I'm saying, coming his way. But the hype for that game, I don't know. I didn't know who LeBron was. I've been hearing stuff about him. I'm like, who is this guy that they talking about? To me, it's just another player. See, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm young, so I don't
Yeah.
know. So I'm like, so we get out there, you know. Well, before we get out
Yeah.
there, let me say before we get out there,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of jaw jacket from each side. You know what I'm saying? Jaw jacket from LeBron's side about Trevor, jaw jacket from Trevor about LeBron, etc. So if you remember, we was in high school, they were doing
Mm-hmm.
investigations on LeBron.
Because Trevor was
His
the top. Yeah.
yeah, so they were doing investigations on
Because
LeBron
I
his
remember
senior
Trevor
year
being the
when he
top.
got the car, the Hummer. You remember when he got the Hummer?
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess he must have cleared that little investigation. But what got him was, I want to say maybe like a week before we played him, he had received some jerseys, some throwback jerseys from quote unquote an agent or whatnot. So they ruled him ineligible for that. So
Mm-hmm. I
he
remember that.
gave back the jerseys. He gave back the jerseys within that
Yeah, I
week,
remember that.
and he issued an
Mm-hmm.
apology, et cetera, et cetera. So they ruled him eligible. So reporters were asking Trevor stuff like, "Oh, what do you think about LeBron not playing?"
Mm.
LeBron and Trevor's like, "You know what I'm saying? I don't care whether he played or not. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that." So LeBron took offense to that. You know what I'm saying? He had his words, whatnot. So when he
Oh
gave the
man.
jersey back and was ruled eligible to play, we went out there. and now I could feel this tension. It was a different kind of feeling in the locker room just before we went to go warm up. It was a different kind of feeling, so I could feel this tension, and I was like, man, something seemed off. So as we're coming into the the gym part, we see it's like it was like a showcase. So we seen guys like Charlie Villanueva, who played at UConn. He had just played against I want to say he had just played against Luol Deng. Remember, you know Luol Deng. So all those guys are like 6'8", 6'9" kind of guys. They're all similar to, you know what I'm saying, playing the same position. Trevor, Charlie, Luol, and Bron. So at this time, you know, it's a high school rivalry was crazy because everybody wanted to be that number one guy. Everybody wanted to be number one.
It was crazy.
But LeBron was number one at the time.
Yeah.
So as we coming in, we see Charlie, and Charlie's like, man, hey, Trevor, bust his ass, son. Bust his ass, yo. Fuck him, bust his ass. So we like, dang. I'm looking like, dang. I'm like, who is this guy that everybody keeps saying they want Trevor to kill this dude on the court? So we warming up, right? We warming up. We warming up doing layup lines. And they said they wanted to be a neutral game. So us coming from California, we're flying to New Jersey to go play him in Jersey, and he's coming from Ohio. So we have the furthest distance. So we're not going to have too many fans out there. He's going to have way more support than what we have, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the audience. So that's not really neutral, but we did it anyway. Yeah, we did it anyway. So we're doing layup lines, we warming up. And, you know, when the referees call the captains to half court to, you know what I'm saying, to introduce themselves and to go over the game rules and whatnot, I can see this dude just like he was like angry looking at Trev, you know what I'm saying, looking at Trevor. So I'm like, well, who the fuck is this guy still? Like, who is this dude? So in comes Jay-Z. Jay-Z comes walking in. He's sitting, you know what I'm saying, mid-court, front row. He's sitting front row, and right next to him is Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair was the class of 04.
Yeah.
So he was the next up and coming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Sebastian, that's Stephon Marbury.
Playing out of Jersey.
Yeah.
Marbury's
so they sit in front row, and as the game starts, we get off to a nice start, man. A nice start. I think it was like 8-0. 8-0, and LeBron was coming up the court. Trevor had picked him clean. He stole it from him. Went up, dunked it. Boom! Came down, looked at him, you know, beam mugged him, bumped him. But word is, I didn't hear it, but word is that he called LeBron a bitch when he did it. So the coach called a timeout. Lord. Yeah, the coach called a timeout, and LeBron being LeBron, he comes out of the timeout doing that shoulder shrug stuff he be doing. So he comes out of the timeout doing that shoulder shrug. And let me tell you something, man. That's all she wrote after that. He went on a tear.
I watched it the other day, and I kid you not. I was looking, and it's like he couldn't miss. Like, and we're talking about this like 02, 03.
Yeah,
this when is 02?
Matter of fact, this was February.
The year before he came out.
Yep. February 2003.
2003, yeah, this point. And he was going, and I'm like, all right, is he gonna pass the ball? And I'm looking like, okay. I didn't know he was pissed.
Oh yeah,
because
he was highly pissed.
Because he went for 52, and I was like, okay, like what? So that was what got me. That right there is what got me. When I looked at the score, I was like, he had 52. And Westchester, top ranked team.
It was so crazy because you could tell. Like if you were there in the game, you could tell it was different because you couldn't touch this dude. You couldn't touch him. Every time you went to the rack, I promise you, the rest will call a call. You could not touch him. You could not touch him. And he was going off so much. There was a possession where I had the ball and I'm dribbling. And he's, like I said, Jay-Z and Sebastian Telfair sitting right next to the front row. He's talking to Sebastian Telfair watch his bass. He watch his bass. I already know what he's going to do with it. So I'm looking at LeBron. I'm a young buck. So I'm looking at him. And I look at Sebastian and Jay-Z, and I look at LeBron again. And I'm like, shit, man, hell no. So I just passed the ball. I'm like, he's not about to steal this ball from me and do something crazy. No, he's not about to embarrass me. That's out. That's out. That's out.
It was a nationally televised
Let's go on to the
game,
next
right?
play. That's out.
This game was nationally televised, right?
Yeah, it was on ESPN. It was on ESPN. I didn't know it was on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just out there playing basketball, baby. I don't know. I'm just having fun and working hard. I didn't know. But man, I shot the ball like twice, man. I had 2 points, man. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't. I'm a role player. I'm a support player.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The next year, my role increased. My senior year, you know what I'm saying? I was somewhat like the man of the team. But
so when did Amir Johnson join Westchester?
Well, you know, Amir, that's like my brother. So, you know, we grew up, man. I met Amir. Shoot, back then when I met you, we was like in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So you know how long that was.
Yeah.
But people don't realize that Amir only played 2 years of high school basketball. Only played 2 years. He didn't play his freshman year. He played his sophomore year at Verb. No, he played his sophomore year at Verb. Then his junior year, he transferred over to Westchester because I had him come to Westchester.
Okay.
There was a game that we had. There was a game that we had played that we went to go watch Amir during the summer league when he was at Verb, and the team he was playing against didn't have enough players, so they pretty much forfeited the game. But Verb still wanted to play just cause. So myself, my boy Skip, and my other brother Jarrell, we all played at Westchester. So we sit in the stands. We're like, how many players y'all need? It was like, we need like 3 or 4. So we just said, okay, cool. We already got our stuff.
Suit up.
I said, we'll play. We came to watch Amir. We didn't come to play. We just came to watch Amir. You know, that's our boy. So we grabbed our stuff and we just scrimmaged against him. And when I say we kicked their ass, we kicked their ass. We destroyed them. And the whole game, we talking to Amir like, yeah. He's like, yeah, this is what you get when you come to the Chester. You know what I'm saying? You can play with talent like this. So that night, he had came to the house. You know what I'm saying? So he had came to the house. And when his mom came to pick him up, his mom was speaking to my mom. And we like, man, we can get you into Westchester. The only thing you need to do is just move into the district. Yeah. So we talked for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours about it. So, you know, they said, you know what? We'll move into the district. So when they moved into the district, then that's when he enrolled. So he enrolled our junior year in high school. But what was crazy about it, they went through a whole investigation saying that,
are you serious?
Yeah, they went through an investigation and they said that we recruited Amir illegally. They blamed it on one of our assistant coaches. And it wasn't one of our assistant coaches. It was actually me.
Oh, wow.
But see, me and Amir, we've been playing, like I said, we've been playing together since we were 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's a brother of mine. Of course, we want to play together in high school. We went to the same high school with each other our freshman year, the year he didn't play. So our sophomore year, I was considered going to Verb to go play with him, but I just went to Westchester.
With Amir.
So I'm like, okay, so you might as well just come over here. So when he came, they went through investigation. I'm talking about it was a big investigation. We went to court, everything. So So we went to court and everything about it, man. Our junior year. So, and my junior year, that was Gabe Pruitt's senior year. Gabe Pruitt went to USC, played for Boston Celtics when they won the championship. So we were going to have a dominant squad my junior year. We might have went undefeated, to tell you the truth. But the only thing that messes up was Amir not being able to play because of that. And that was and then that same year, since they said we recruited, the CIF banned us from the playoffs. They banned us. So our last game was our last conference game, our league game, I should say.
Wow.
And the team that won city, we beat them. The Jordan Farmer and them, Taft.
Taft.
Yeah, we killed Jordan. We destroyed Taft. We shut Jordan down. Jordan averaged like 25, 26 or something like that. Taft.
Bro, he was killing in high school.
Yeah, Jordan probably had like 14 or 15. I was guarding Jordan. I shut Jordan completely down. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't see what the hype was about it. To me,
the hype.
Gabe was way better than Jordan.
Yeah,
Gabe
he was.
Smooth. People don't realize Gabe was smooth.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
Dude, Gabe, you look up and Gabe would give you 25, 30, and I'm like, damn.
You didn't,
That same year, our junior year, we played Oak Hill. So we played against Josh Smith, Rajon Rondo. We played against those guys. So We played them at LMU, and then I think at halftime we were down by like 10. We were down by like 10 or something like that. And I'm going to in the locker room pissed, and I'm angry. And Gabe seen I was hot. You know what I'm saying? So he walking, so he put his arm around me. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, trust me, it's a whole nother half. We're gonna get him second half. Gabe only had 10 points in the first half.
What
Gabe only had 10 points in the first half. That second half, when we came out of halftime, ask me what Gabe did.
What he put up, yo.
Man, he went nuts. Okay, he was killing Rondo. Gabe finished that game. I promise you, Gabe finished that game with 31. I'm like, what in the hell did Gabe just do? Gabe was an assassin. And what's crazy about it, Gabe would kill you on the court, and he wouldn't even say a word. He's not going to trash talk. He's not going to do jaw jack. He's just going to be quiet and just give you.
He's just going to let his game do the talking.
I've never seen a player like that, you know what I'm saying, in high school. Most people, when you get in buckets like that, you're going to talk a lot of trash. You're going to say,
oh, man, what?
Saying a word.
Not saying a word.
Not saying a word.
Dang, that's crazy.
I loved it, man. I loved it. GP, man, to me, in all honesty, because Rondo, he was on a team with Ray J. Like I said, he killed Rondo.
Yeah,
there
he
were
was.
NBA scouts at that game. A lot of people realize there was NBA scouts at that game. So when the Boston Celtics had Rondo, I think they had Rondo maybe like a year before or something like that, a year or two before, because he went to Kentucky. They drafted Gabe the next year in the draft. Boston did. Boston really drafted Gabe to be the starting point guard because Gabe was a better scorer. Gabe was more athletic. But Gabe's first year was actually Boston's first year having the big three with Ray Allen, KG, Paul Pierce. They drafted Gabe to be the starting point guard because they remember what Gabe did to Rondo. He's like, oh man, this dude killed. He's way better than Rondo. The only thing Rondo had was Rondo was a better facilitator because Rondo couldn't score, Rondo couldn't shoot. Gabe could score Gabe could shoot.
Yeah.
So Rondo proved himself that year. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I think Rondo already had like a year or so experience. You feel me? But to honestly, man, Gabe was tough. Gabe was tough. Gabe should have went. There's a lot of people that should have went McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
That didn't go. Like Trevor was one of them. The only thing that kept Trevor out of that McDonald's All-American game was maybe that we played LeBron. That was the only game. Other than that, Trevor he was better than Luol Deng. He was better than Charlie.
Yeah.
So those guys went McDonald's. Yeah. So it's like, why didn't
Trevor
go McDonald's?
And you can see it. Because Trevor now had a longer career in the NBA.
Exactly.
Way longer career, yo.
Exactly.
And he still, if he get picked up today by a team, he still can give you buckets.
Yeah,
also,
especially with his style of play because
he's a defense.
One thing Trevor knows how to do well, he knows how to play the passing lanes well.
Yeah.
You know, he's always in because of his length and his athleticism.
Yep. And
people don't realize is when Trevor first came into the league, Trevor wasn't that good of a shooter.
No.
Now I remember vividly, man. It was like he used to work out with this dude named Dart. Dart, he's a local trainer. Him, he's actually really good friends with Baron Davis. Dart started working out with Trevor at LMU every summer in the off season. Just all kind of shooting drills. Remember one time I walked into the gym because they used to have open runs at LMU. So LMU has like 4 or 5 different gyms, and I walked into one of the gyms, and he working out with Trevor. And Trevor, I'm talking about doing all kind of shooting drills, and Trevor just getting better and better and better. And the year he came to play with the Lakers was probably one of his best years because the world got to see the work he's been putting in, especially playing with Kobe. You feel me?
Yep.
Kobe's gonna draw double team, triple teams. He's kicking it to Trev. Trev knocking down them shots.
Trev gonna knock it down. Yep.
Trev was like a better Bruce Bowen. You feel me? More athletic. You feel me? So he was like a Bruce Bowen type player. He's gonna guard you. He's gonna guard the best player in your team. He's gonna knock down the open jumpers. You know what I'm saying? That's that year he came to the Lakers is what made him. Luke Walton was starting. Let me tell you what Luke Walton came to. I'm not sure if it was Phil or maybe the head assistant at the time, but he went to the coach and he told them, he said, you know what, Trevor should be starting over me. and Luke, and that's actually what saved the Lakers, which got them a championship. That's what got them a championship by issuing Trevor into that starting lineup. Now Trevor was guarding the Carmelos. You know what I'm saying? He was maintaining the Carmelo. Carmelo gonna be Carmelo. LeBron gonna be LeBron. But Trevor, he maintained them, kept them at bay, so they weren't going for 40, 50, you know what I'm saying, just going nuts like that.
Yeah.
You know, the last 6-7 minutes, in the fourth quarter, Kobe gonna go over there, you know what I'm saying, and guard him. But see, him and Kobe went hand in hand. And I think Trevor actually should have stayed. He actually should have stayed because of the contract deal that they were offering him. They'd offer him I want to say 3 years, 18 mil or something like that. But he wanted more money. So that's when he went to Houston for that, was it 5 year 35 or something like that? Which was actually, if you think about it, it's the same amount per year.
It's the same thing.
Just playing a little longer.
That's all
years.
It is.
So I wish he would have stayed though, man. I think if he would have stayed,
I thought he was going to.
They got Ron Artest to win again, but I think if he would have stayed, it would have been better for him, for sure.
Yeah, man, because he legitimately, like, that small forward position when he came in for the Lakers. You seen the defense. You know, you seen he could knock down that 3-point shot in the corner. That was his money. You know, and definitely if he would have stayed, they would have ran the table again because he was young, athletic, and he knew his position.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He's gonna guard your best player.
And he had to guard the best player. I'm talking about a night in, night out. That small forward position wasn't no joke, man. You got to guard.
Man, not back then.
You got to guard. You got to guard the Carmelos. Bro. You got to guard the KDs. Bro. You got to guard the Paul Pierces. He was getting thrown in the Lions then. And for
real, that was crazy, yo.
There's no rest for the weary, man, at that small forward position.
No, not even now. You talking about the small? I mean, even now, yo, like small forward shooting guard position.
I mean, remember at that time back then, the Rudy Gay was a beast himself.
He was a beast.
In
Memphis,
Andre Iguodala was cold too back
in
then.
Philly.
Man.
Yep.
It was tough for him, man. That's crazy though.
Yeah, man. It's the legacy, man, that y'all team had, bro, on the West Coast was it. Because even at Lusinger, where I went, we was at Lusinger. And you know, we had Darrell, right? We had Darnell, we had Darrell, you know, Russell was coming into his own, and of course Kelsey, KB, he ended up passing, but KB was a monster.
It was
KB, man, he was a 6'10" sophomore, yo. Like,
let me tell you something about KB, man. We every year we had a spring league. So a lot of people don't know this. Coach Morris for Lusinger, he used to play for Westchester. He used to play for my head coach Azam. So everything Lusinger ran, we ran.
Y'all ran.
The only things where we were a little bit more successful than Lusinger is because we had bigger players, more athletic players, but everybody Lusinger had at the time was scrappy. They had this. They had heart. You know what I'm saying? They had it. From the D'Angelos to the Chris's to the Johns, Jamel, Pat, David, Darnell, Durrell, Russ, Kelsey. I mean, they had heart. Every player from top to bottom had heart, and I hated playing Lusinger during the spring league because I knew it wasn't going to be no blowout game. I knew we was going to have to work. We was going to have to fucking work. You feel me? So
they had some scrappy players, man. Like Chris Jackson, bro. Like that dude can shoot from anywhere, bro. I was like, this motherfucker can shoot his ass off, yo.
Like a motherfucker, man. It's crazy.
And not even bro.
I played against Chris maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and he can still shoot. He can still shoot. Damn, man. I'm like, dude, it was funny. Yo. We were at Rogers Park. We were at Rogers Park in Inglewood.
Crazy, man.
And Chris had on like a pro club, some Air Force Ones and some jeans on. So I was telling my other boy, my god brother, I said, man, watch out for him, man. I said, dude can shoot, man. I'm telling you, dude can play. So I guess he must have looked at what he was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, pro club jeans, some Air Forces. Like that's not basketball material. Man,
Shit.
Chris was firing that thing up from NBA range. I said, man, I told you, man. I said, I told you play. I looked at Chris. I said, you still got that? You still got that? He said, he looked at me like nigga, you already know what it is. I was like, shit. I was like, man, but like I said, man, Lusinger had players, dude. They had players that had heart. Heart. Let me tell you something about Kelsey. The reason why I hated playing them because they were just feisty, scrappy, and they had no quit in them. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no punks. A lot of days you can see what teams are punks on that team. There was no punk on that team from top to bottom. There was not
at all. Not at all.
And we played Lusinger one year in our spring league, and I remember this is just before Kelsey had died. I remember there was like a loose ball. We were playing. It was a loose ball, like right underneath the rim. So it was two of my teammates down there at the bottom trying to fight for it, and Kelsey was by himself trying to fight for it. The ball was on the ground. Somehow Kelsey must have got that ball. And let me tell you, when he didn't take not one dribble, he didn't take not one step. When he rose up, oh my goodness, he dunked on both of them. I'm looking. I'm at the 3-point line. I'm like, what the fuck did he just do? Now, back then when you get dunked on, it's a joke. I'm clowning both of them dudes after the game. I'm like, man, he dunked the elbow right there. I said, Kelsey was a beast, man. Kelsey was a beast, man.
It's crazy, man. At practice, and I made the team, bro, but I did not take it serious. Right, so much going on back then. So much going on back then. So I made the team, but then when season started, bro, my head was everywhere else. I had so much going on, yo. Staying with my uncle, all that stuff. But bro, man, them practices was crazy. Them practices was crazy. Like a lot of people don't know, I met Kelsey in middle school. Because Kelsey didn't hit a growth spurt to almost get into high school. Yeah, I played against Kelsey in middle school because I played at Bret Hart, and they played at UConn.
I remember you going to Bret Hart. I remember that.
And they came to they knew my coach, and they came all the way from UConn to Bret Hart, and we had our own gym, bro. When I tell you, they didn't have a chance, and they was tall. They was a lot taller. Kelsey played at UConn. Kelsey played at UConn. Kelsey, my home. It was a couple of them, yo, and they was tall. They was kind of tall. But the thing about it is, we had length too, because I was still the same height. I was 6'1", 6 feet in middle school. So I had my growth spurt, but I was dominant. And bro, when I tell you, that's when I first met Kelsey, and then I was like, okay. So when I got to Lusinger, you know, freshman year, then Kelsey came. I think Kelsey came my junior year, if I'm not mistaken. Junior year or my sophomore year. And I looked at him, I said, man, you look familiar. I played you in middle school, bro. Like, and this nigga just shot up. And I'm looking at him like, bro, like, this don't make no sense. Like, all you niggas outgrowing me now. Like, what is going on? Everybody that I went to school with, yo, was outgrowing me. Because I had hit my growth spurt in middle school. It didn't make no sense. It was crazy.
It was. I know how you feel, man. I know how you feel because that's the same way. Me and Amir were like matched up height wise. I want to say like 6th, 7th grade, and he went crazy with the growth spurt. I'm looking like, damn. So he just took off, man. We used to be like 6'2", 6'3" apiece, and then next thing you know, he's 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". I'm like, dude, I may have grown an inch and a half, while he grew like 6 or 7, man.
Bro, I don't understand it, yo, because a lot of my homeboys, like my homeboy, I had a homeboy named Josh that I went to school with in middle school, and I was the tallest, one of the tallest middle schoolers at my middle school at Bret Hart. Then we got to high school. He ended up going to Washington. A lot of my friends ended up going to Washington, either Washington Locke. You know, I wasn't going to Washington or Locke. And Locke recruited me for football because we was dominant playing football in middle school. And he was like, but he see me on the basketball court because it was my 8th grade team going against their high school team. Locke High School went against their high school team. And he was like, you know, I want you to come play football for me. And my uncle was like, hell no, you ain't going to Locke. He was like, nah, bro. I would send you to Dorsey before I send you to Locke.
Yeah.
Bro, for real, man, because my uncle went to Dorsey, and he do the coaches and everything. So he was like, if you're going to go play football, I'd rather you go to Dorsey. But I was like, I don't even want to go all the way over there.
Yeah, Dorsey or Crenshaw, them two football schools right there.
Yeah, but bro, I wasn't traveling all the way over there. It's bad enough I had to travel to Losing.
Where were you saying that when you traveled to Losing?
I was off of Normandy and 92nd, between Normandy and Butlow.
Okay, I know exactly what it is.
That's where I grew up at, yo. I grew up there from 7th grade all the way through high school. I was right there. Then my last year, my second semester of my senior year, I ended up moving to Moreno Valley and graduating out there.
Okay.
Because that's where my auntie was at. But other than that, bro, yeah, that's where I stayed at. I grew up over there. That was the spot.
Yeah.
So, bro, Bret Hart, bro, there's so much shit. There was so much shit going on, bro, but it was fun.
Yeah, I remember you because I remember when you was at Bret Hart. As a matter of fact, I think the Peanut Twins over there with you.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you used to tell me, man, you go to school. And I was like, man, that's crazy, man.
Yep. Yeah, man, it was crazy, dude. But yeah, man, y'all had that dominant squad, and I see everybody. So your college career, how was that? Like, where'd you go play in college?
My freshman year, I went to go play in like Cal State Fullerton. But the only reason why, let me tell you something. The only reason why I chose Fullerton was because it was close to home.
Yes.
And I wanted my family to come see me play.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things about college recruiting that I wish I could. You know what I'm saying? The reason this is the tricky thing about college recruiters. They'll come into your house and they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. But in reality, when they leave in your house, just to get you. But reality, when they leave in your house, it's something totally different, and they know it. But they're not going to tell you that. And as a high school senior, you need to know a few things about that school. You saying there's a few questions that you need to ask these recruiters and these head coaches. How many seniors are returning?
Yeah.
Who's returning that was in the starting lineup? How many freshmen are you recruiting? Am I your top recruit? Where am I on your recruiting board? Because all these coaches, and I seen it my freshman year after I was in college, I would go in my coach's office. They have recruiting boards and recruiting charts, and they have numbers. This is our number one recruit, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. This is who we want the most. And then they'll go like that. So you need to ask these coaches and these recruiters those questions. And this is why if I ever have a son, because I have 2 daughters right now, I'll be sitting with my son while he's going through these recruiting visits and talk to these coaches. Because I'm going to ask. I may seem like an asshole or overbearing parent, but I'm going to ask the correct questions so my son doesn't follow the same mistakes that I did in college. You feel me? You know, it's not about. And I chose Fullerton because everybody wants to go to the big name schools. Let me tell you something. Our senior year, Amir was supposed to go to Louisville. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to pass the SAT, so he opted to go to the NBA. But if he would have went to Louisville, at this time was Rick Pitino was the head coach.
Yeah.
Reggie Diaz was the assistant coach.
Yeah.
Reggie Diaz told me, he said, if Amir comes to Louisville, you will have a scholarship, and one of our other boys who grew up, his name is Jarrell, both of you guys would come on a package deal if he comes to Louisville. So I'm like, dang. Yeah, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm just gonna play Louisville, but I'm not even thinking like I'll probably sit the bench and something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe to my junior year. But I'm like, damn, Louisville, ACC, that sounds good to me. So I'm looking at Amir and asking him like, man, you thinking about it? And Amir was like, kind of whatever. But in his mind, you know what I'm saying? I guess he was already told that, you know what I'm saying, it's potentially a possibility he might go to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. So when that went out the window clearly because he chose to go to the NBA route. And I had offers from Oregon State, which was in the Pac-10 at the time. It's now the Pac-12, but at that time it was the Pac-10. I had an offer from them. They had one scholarship left, and I'm in constant contact with the head recruiter. He told me that he was giving a scholarship away because to incoming at this time. I think he was the incoming. He might be incoming junior, a transfer. But his name is Wesley Washington. He played. I know Wesley. You know what I'm saying? Wesley played on the older team of my AAU team. I was on the younger division. He was on the older division. So he's like, we're giving a scholarship to Wesley. You know what I'm saying? He's coming from, was it Montana or something like that? He's coming from over there. And I'm like, okay. And I said, why is that you're giving us the scholarship to him instead of me? He's like, well, because he has college experience. You know what I'm saying? And it's understandable, because if I was a recruiter, I would have probably think of it too. Okay, I have a junior coming in, a transfer. Should I give it to him, or should I give it to this incoming senior at high school? I'm gonna give it to the college, you know what I'm saying, the college transfer. Experience, you know what I'm saying? He could probably take us some places. I had another school, Colorado State, come and met with them. They had an in-home visit, telling you whatever you want to hear. Talking about I was a top recruit. When they left my home, let me tell you something. They did not contact me anymore. So I don't, like I said, they'll lie to you. They'll lie to you. Recruiters lie to you, and you don't even know what's hitting you. It's like, so these are things I wish I had, maybe like someone who played college ball or a coach or something who would have sat in those visits with me. But I took a visit to an official visit to Boise State, which I probably should have went there, because I was their really number one recruit, and I seen it on their board. And I loved it. When I took a visit out there, I loved it out there in Boise State. The basketball
That's
team.
What a lot of people say, bro. A lot of people say Boise State, even back then, bro. In that blue field, that football, that school was popping a lot. I got a couple of homeboys that took a visit to Boise State. They say, man, they wish they would have played, because I know Jason Taylor, running back for Louisiana. He played for Purdue. And he's overstayed. He's in where he at now? He's out of the country now, playing football. Yeah. Well, he's in the States now. But
let me tell you something about State.
Them
dudes there. When I went for my visit, it was homecoming weekend, so they had a homecoming football game, and I was talking about that field that's nice. It's a nice field, man. I'm telling you, dude, lovely. They treat. Because in Boise, they don't have any professional sports out there. They don't have professional football team. They don't have a professional baseball team. They don't have a professional basketball team. So their professional sport is the college.
Is a college team.
So when I went to that football game, I'm telling you one thing. I've never seen anything like this in my life. The fan base, the student body, man, the mayor himself was there. The mayor went to the game.
Wow.
I'm like, dude. They treat that football team like royalty, okay?
I bet
royalty, because they're always ranked every year. They treat them like royalty, and I loved it too out there, because it was like, even though I played basketball, when I was out there my visit, man, they had people saying, "Oh, I can't wait for you to get here next year. You're gonna have fun." I'm like, I'm in high school. I'm like, dude. But I should have chose that school. But the only thing that kept me to go to Fullerton was because I wanted to be closer to home and family can watch me play. But if I could do it all over again, my wife doesn't like me when I say this, but I would have chose Boise, because I met my wife at Fullerton.
Okay.
So no knock on that part. It's just, I'm saying, like, the only part just to play wise, I would have went there, because I'm not knowing when I chose to go to Fullerton. The assistant coach, the recruiter, the head recruiter that recruited me, he's the one that wanted me there the most. The head coach did not want me at all. He did not want me at all. The only reason I started my first 6 games, and I wasn't doing too bad at Fullerton my freshman year. The first 6 games I started, I was averaging like 13. You know, we played USF, Texas San Antonio. We played some schools and some tournaments, but I had one bad game in my start career there. One bad game, and we played Kansas State. They're in the Big 12. So we're getting all the scouting reports, and we're getting all these reports on Kansas State. Our coach is saying, "Oh, they're the worst team in the Big 12. They're the last team in the Big 12, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." So there's 12 teams in the Big 12 conference. They said, "Oh, their record is terrible. They're the worst team, yada yada." So when we get there, we on a road trip. So we played South Dakota State first. And we're supposed to go play Kansas State next. We're supposed to fly down to Kansas State, but the weather was so bad, they delayed all flights because of the snow. So we had to take a bus and drive down to Kansas from South Dakota. So when we got there, as the game's coming out, you're running into the gym, running onto the court, and this is the difference between a mid-major D1 and a big-time D1 like Kansas State. This is during December, so winter break. All the students are supposed to be going home. You know what I'm saying? So going home for winter break, winter vacation, enjoying themselves. They took their
still at school,
finals, midterms, whatever it is they did. They took those, supposed to be going. As I'm running onto the court, there's students there. There's a big fan base there. I'm like, what in the hell? The arena's big as hell. Big as hell. I've never seen the arena this big before in college. They're not supposed to be this big. It's 3 times the size of Fullerton's gym. So as I'm running on the court, the fans are screaming the student body section because they put the student body section right behind your bench just to mess with you. They put them right behind your bench. So as I'm running on the court, all I hear is, "Hey, Gerard, how's your niece? How's your niece Chanel?" So they asked me about my niece. I'm looking like my niece at the time. My niece at the time may have been 2 years old. So I'm looking like, what the fuck? How the hell they know my niece? So now they're already in my psyche. They're messing with my head already. So I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. So we playing the game, and as we were doing layup lines, everybody always tends to take a look at the opposite team down the court with the layup line. These dudes, man, are jumping out the gym. Now I was pretty athletic myself back then, but for some reason, it just looked like they jumped higher than me, which they probably didn't, but it just looked that way. And what I'm telling you, as you take off your warm-up top and you're about to go onto the court to do jump ball, these dudes, let me tell you about it. These dudes were so big, they looked like the Monstars from Space Jam. I'm talking about yoked up, man. I'm talking about yoked up, strong. I thought they were football players. They were so cut up. I said, but see, that's the difference between a mid-major D1 weight room program and a big-time D1 weight room program. They take their weights serious. Okay, they take their weights serious. But they were quicker than me. They were stronger than me, faster than me. And it's because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I was a freshman, incoming freshman. I wasn't doing the proper things like they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I may have been going 50, 60% in the weight room in the gym. They're going 90, 100% in the weight room. So they're taking a little more serious. But if I could do it all over again, there's a lot of things that I wish I would have done differently. And there would have been a lot of questions I would have asked these college coaches, because choosing a college is very tricky. It can make you and it can break you at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time. So how you handle it, it's very important. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the toughest decisions to make in your life when you're choosing a college to go to, whether you're an athlete or whether you're not an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Same academically. Don't choose to go to the best academic school. Choose what school would be best for you that can offer you the same kind of academics as a school that says they're the best academics for you.
That's true.
Yeah. I wish I could turn the hand of time back, because there's a lot of things I would do differently. When it comes to picking a school.
Yeah, but you met your wife, yo.
Yeah. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. That's the best thing that ever came out of it. But other than that, I don't think I was really too happy as an athlete being there. You know? You want to be happy, you want to be comfortable, that's what you want to do. And
do you feel like the expectations of everything, because bro, we played ball together when we was young.
Especially elementary.
Elementary.
Tell them, bro, man, couldn't no school fuck with us, man. We were in the 50th
grade.
Bro.
They couldn't, yo.
Me, you, Al, Pat.
They couldn't, yo.
James, Brady, man. We was some cold dudes back then.
Even on the football field too, yo.
Yeah, man.
Bro, that was crazy, man.
And you know what, man? I
hate I did not go to middle school with y'all, yo. That's one thing everybody was like, where you was at? Because when I went to Lusinger, everybody was at Lusinger. And they was like, where the hell you been?
Yeah.
And I was like, I went to another middle school.
And
you was supposed to go to Rogers.
I was supposed to go there. I'm like, damn. But it's crazy.
Everybody was like, where the hell you at, man? Where you been at? I'm like, I moved.
Man.
Duh.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. But in that Lawndale community, man, when it comes to sports, that one person that brought everybody together, man, Coach Royce.
Yep.
Royce brought everybody together, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he gave everybody nicknames, man.
Yeah,
Everybody.
bro, man.
One thing I wish I can get in touch with him, man, just to talk to him, man. Just to talk to him. I'm talking about when he
man, it was
me, Marcel, John, David, you,
and it's
man.
it's crazy. It's crazy how as we got older, see, a lot of people didn't know I knew you. A lot of people didn't know I knew Al. So when I got to losing it, they was like, "How you know him?"
Yeah,
I was like, "I know these. I knew these kids before you knew them."
Exactly.
I said, we went to Roosevelt, and then I ended up going to Anderson, next door to Rogers. So I met kids that
remember you came to stay. You came to Living for a little bit. Remember that?
Yeah,
man. See, exactly.
Because when I left Roosevelt, we graduated from Roosevelt. I ended up going to I left Roosevelt and ended up going to Anderson, which was some more kids that ended up going to Rogers, who y'all met in middle school, and they was like, "How you know?" I said, I knew, and a lot of people was like, "How you know Al?" I know Al and Chantrell before y'all. What are y'all talking about? I've been knowing these kids since we was in third grade. They were like, "What?" We got to high school. They was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I knew them before y'all did. They know me. Like this what it was like." And they was like, "Man, like how did all this happen?" I said, "Because we didn't go to middle school together. That's the only 2 years go to school with them."
Yeah. Speaking of Chantrell, it's funny because Chantrell is that she went to Fullerton too. So she went to Fullerton too when I was there.
Okay.
And she actually met my wife there. So when I left after my freshman year, Chantrell and my wife and my wife's best friend, they all became real close. Now Chantrell is actually one of my wife's best friends.
Oh wow!
Chantrell was in my wedding as a bridesmaid for my wife. So
wow,
and it's funny because I told my wife, I said, you know what? I said, I know Chantrell before you. like wait, I said I know Chantrell since 1999, 2000.
For real,
like 20 years ago.
For real, yo, for real.
That's one thing, world, man.
Bro, that's one thing about staying in Lawndale, Hawthorne area, yo. We had a community, like we all knew each other. You talking about the Civic Center dances? You talking about all this stuff, yo? Like
I couldn't wait for them
had
Fridays,
all
man.
of that. What, man? What?
Fridays, man, at the Civic Center. Man, I couldn't wait, man.
Bro, it was nuts. It was nuts. And then, but we didn't have a care in the world because we can go and do what the hell we wanted. Once we came home in time. You know what I'm saying?
Them was the days, man. Them was the days, especially going outside. I remember I used to ride my bike from because I was staying in Inglewood.
Yeah.
So I would ride my bike on the weekends from Inglewood all the way to Lawndale just to mess with y'all. And then have to ride my bike all the way back from Lawndale back to Inglewood before it was nighttime. And it's crazy because do you know how far that is?
Bro, I know how far that is.
Dude, that's about a 45-minute bike ride from Inglewood to Lawndale and another 45 minutes back by myself.
Bro. I walked literally when I played football my freshman year at Lusinger. I walked from Lusinger to Normandy 92nd. I walked.
But it's crazy.
Yo,
you know
with football pads, with my leg pads. I feel like waiting.
And it's funny because these kids, this generation of kids would never understand. They would never understand the concept of going outside, playing outside, walking where you got to walk to. They spoil, man. They catching an Uber. They getting a ride from their parents, aunties, anybody.
A neighbor.
They're not outside playing. They in there with the iPads and electronics. It's different, man. It's different. But they would never understand, man. Like to actually go outside and to be a kid like a kid is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man. Like them were the days, man. Them were the days. Like the getting up, going to school, getting home, having to do homework. Weekends you out. You know what I'm saying? Like Friday nights, like you said, Civic Center, football games. All that stuff. Just coming together and being able to play. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Getting chased on the schoolyard. Bro, I was talking to Chastity about that the other day, bro. Like, And I told her because I was like, because she had posted a comment, and I was like, yeah, you was bad. She posted a elementary picture of herself. I was like, yeah, you was bad. She was like, I wasn't bad. I said, man, you used to chase me around school. What are you talking about? You was
Davis. I
fast
remember. Yeah,
and
that's
you
the whole
bad.
girl, man.
I was like, what, man? Like you used to chase us around the school all day.
Dude.
Them were the days, bro. Them were the days.
Yep, that's
And
crazy.
now, and that's why, I that's why I started the podcast show, because I wanted to have conversation like this with some of my friends I grew up with, and really dig in and memory, like, talk about that stuff, that was going on back then that these kids today will never understand what it was for us to have fun and be outside all damn day.
Mm.
Like,
it's funny, especially being a kid, man, especially at Anderson. Like every time I met somebody at Anderson, the first introduction, because I wasn't really a bully, but
no, you wasn't.
For some reason I was just
you
like,
was tall.
Yeah, I was just big.
You was tall. We was tall as hell, yo.
Somewhat antisocial when I first met people. Like I wanted to. Al's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't call him my best friend. I call him my brother. So when I first met Al, I wanted to beat Al's ass, but I was so fat, man. I was so fat, I couldn't catch him at recess. I would always chase him. And I said, "Man, this little motherfucker fast, man."
Al was fast as shit, yo.
He would always run away. He would run away and just be laughing because I wasn't gonna catch you. I was gonna catch you. And then the next year, fifth grade, I met Davion first. Your brother. I met your brother first, and I wanted to beat Davion's ass. And Davion said, "I'm gonna tell my brother." I said, "Go tell him, get him." So that's when we went and got you. We went and got you. And you came. You was like, you said, let me tell you something about my brother, man. He always getting into some shit, man. Fuck him. Don't worry about it. So, and after that, me, you, and Davion were just like cool. Like I'm like, man, that's crazy.
We cool, yo.
When I first met Marcel,
cool
me and him was gonna get into it. Now that's family. You feel me? So it's like, man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But man. Y'all fam. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Y'all
bro, for
fam.
real, man. Like, man, at Luzinger, bro, when I tell you Marcel was the class clown, yo, Marcel had us cracking up, dying, yo. Marcel had us rolling, bro. It was crazy,
I pray to God I could have went there, man. Just because all my peoples was there,
bro. It was nuts at Luzinger, yo. We had it cracking. I'm talking about you had 2 lunches. You had the football players and the basketball players. So I was on the basketball team and I was on the football team. So therefore, I didn't get into it when they beat. Bro, I was in the middle like, man, y'all niggas just go ahead. Y'all do what y'all do, yo.
Yeah, because you was gonna get in trouble in one of them locker rooms, man.
For real?
Yeah.
Bro, it was nuts.
You gotta pick what locker room you want to be part of, man.
Bro, it was nuts because they stayed beefing at lunch. But man, it was all good times, yo. It was all good times. Besides that riot we had, yo, and they tried to blame it on me.
I heard about that, man.
They tried to blame it on me because somebody threw a bottle at my homeboy Dante, and I turned around and looked, and all I see my homeboy Dante rushing. I'm like this. The principal stopped me like, hey, don't you? I'm like, bro, I'm not. So I go walk to class, and all you see, bro, they rumbling. I'm talking about it's a straight rumble in the quad area, bro. They all in the teacher's lounge, bro. It was crazy. And these are the things that you remember when we was at Anderson, we used to get out of school early because losing used to pop off.
And especially 99. 1999.
Yeah, bro.
My sister went there. She was a sophomore. And I remember it was on the news and everything. It was on the helicopters in the air. Man, my mom was trying to pick her up.
Get out of school early, yo.
My mom picked me up. My mom picked me up. And then she went to go pick up my sister, and the cops the police had to barricade it off. Everything was blocked off. How you gonna block it off? It ain't no murder scene.
No, right?
Yeah,
having a riot.
That was crazy, man. But I heard about the riot. We was in high school. Matter of fact, they told me because Roy. I mean, they said Roy has something to do with it too. They say
Roy has something to do with it, but I don't think Roy has something to do with that. It's just the thing that, bro, if you got a homeboy who throwing them, we gonna all throw them. That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. So I wasn't finna sit there and let my brother fight.
Yeah,
and we was getting them up. So You remember we was at Anderson, right? And the twins. You remember them twins? Was it at Roosevelt or was it at Anderson? I think it was at Roosevelt. And it was some twins, yo. And me and my brother. So one of the brothers fought my brother, and I had to beat up on the other. Bro, man, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was nuts, yo. That shit was nuts. Davion had a temper, yo. You know Davion had a temper.
Davion was always had a temper, man. Always,
Bro,
man.
That there had a
Always.
temper, yo.
That's my boy, though, man. He a soldier, man, and I love him for it, man. But
Bro,
he was a hot head back then when we was kids, man.
Hot head. Tell people that, man. Like my brother was a fucking hot head, yo. Now he don't got no temper. He cool. He very calm now. But back then, bro, he'd fight. Ready to fight. I'm like, bro, you can't beat up on. You can't beat everybody. You can't beat on everybody.
He'll try though.
That shit got out of hand. Yeah. It got out of hand, yo, because me and him had to put him up, yo. Me and him had to fight the middle of the street, bro.
I remember you told me. I remember those fights you and him used to have back in the day.
In school, bro. We used to, we stayed fighting
at school. I remember I used to ride the bike over there at the house. I'm like, hey, can Bo come out? Can Bogey come out? They're like, no, Bogey, he on punishment.
Punishment, yeah.
Punishment. Him and Davion was fighting. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
In the house, everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Bro, we stayed fighting, yo. That nigga, boy, he used to push my buttons for real. That nigga used to push my buttons, yo. Man. I used to be like, oh my God, until all head to head. I think we was we had to be out of high school. I think we was out of high school. Yep. We was out of high school. And I caved his chest in, bro. Gave me one. We squared up in the middle of the street. We squared up in the middle of the street, yo. And we went at it. He never fought me again after that. And I was like,
crazy, but see, that's the one thing I never had, you know, because I got two sisters. So that brotherly, you know what I'm saying, differences I never had. You feel me? So,
but you know, yeah. And you know what? But with me and my brother, could nobody else fight him.
Yeah.
Be damned to fight him. And that's how knew I was coming behind him. Because a lot of people didn't know, and it's a crazy thing. A lot of people didn't know Davion was my brother when we first got to losing. If you didn't know me, if you didn't know us in elementary, you didn't know Davion was my brother. So we hung with two separate crowds. You know, as we got older and we got the high school crowd, bro, I didn't hang a crowd. I started dating Nicole Franks. I don't know if you remember Nicole. You remember Nicole Franks?
That name sounds so familiar, man.
She was mixed with white and black. She was light skinned.
Okay,
curly hair.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
So that's who I dated in high school.
Really?
From 10th grade to 12th grade. Yep. So I dated in high school.
Okay.
Yep. And then some shit went down. I ended up moving to the valley, and I was hearing some shit, and I was like, you know what? I heard some shit right before prom, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I don't even want to go to prom with you.
Man.
Bro, she hated me ever since. She still hates me to this day. I ain't gonna bullshit.
How close to prom was it though?
Bro, it was like a week away.
Oh yeah. See, you came from. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a date within that space.
Bro, but I was hearing some shit though. Like I still had family that went to losing. Like Ramisha still went there.
Yeah.
Davion still went there. And my little cousin Ramisha's sister went there, and they was calling me. And you know, I don't play that shit, bro. Like when we was together though. But when I moved, shit went left, and I was like, I don't know, like this the relationship and all this stuff, bro. I couldn't do it. So it was crazy, bro. High school was fun though. I got to tell you, bro, that was probably some of the best times of my life because I didn't have a care in the world. But other than that, bro, it was cool, man. It was cool. Losing by far from 01 to 05, bro. We had it popping. We had it popping. Al, everybody was there, bro. Everybody. Naylon, she's popular now. She's doing music and stuff now. You probably seen her. But I went to school with her too. She was in my freshman class.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Like losing was it, yo. We had a good time, man.
Yeah, man. That's. I wish I would. If I could do it all again, man, I probably would have chose losing and just went there. Just because, even though I had a lot of success sports wise at Westchester, but
Mm-hmm.
just because all my peoples was at losing, you feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody I
Bro, I
grew up
think you
with.
would have, you would have had a hell of a time in losing, yo. Like no
Man,
shit, no shit, yo. Like, cause it was like, nigga, you didn't want to go home. You
yeah,
didn't want to go home. You didn't want to go home. Niggas staying after school, trying to find little things to do before going home, yo. Because that's how crazy little nigga was, man. It was probably, I can tell you, bro, some of the best times growing up
mm,
in my life. Besides my freshman year, when my mom passed away. But other than that, bro, it was cool.
yeah,
It was cool. It
man.
was cool, man.
Speaking of people that are no longer here, man, like David and John. That's
Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
yeah,
That the
both of them
John,
actually, both of
both
them.
of them. Because when I heard about David's situation, I was like, how the fuck did that happen? Like
Yeah,
that by far. Because I met David in ninth grade. I met David Kane in ninth grade. He played football too. We all played football together. I
mm,
think John was at Lawndale then. So John came over his 10th grade year,
mm.
and I met John because then I met Nicole because I was with Nicole first, and then John because Nicole came from Lawndale. There's a lot of people coming from Lawndale to come to Losing
Yeah. And at that time, I think
because Lawndale
Lawndale
had just opened,
Lawndale
just
just started
opened.
opening up too.
Yep.
Like I want to say they might have
Mm-hmm.
been like two years in,
2 years
so it was
old.
like a
Yep.
newer high
Mm-hmm.
school. Yep,
New
I
high
remember
school.
that.
Yep. And
Yeah,
everybody was going there, and then they was like, "Nah, it's bunk." So I'm gonna go to Losing, and that's when I met John. John was always cool, bro. John was
yeah,
always cool. John was always cool. David was always cool too. David was cool because we played, like I said, we played football together. And
man.
our freshman year.
We were at Rogers, man. When David first came to Rogers, dude, me and him used to always go at it on the court, and it's crazy because me and him, you know what I'm saying? It was just it was me versus David, especially on the court, because that's the first place we met. We met on the
Mm-hmm.
court, and, and
Mm-hmm.
and both of us wanted to be the best player in the school. Some people say, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
David's better than Gerard." People say, "Oh, Gerard better than David." See,
That competitiveness.
yeah, and he just became my boy. I remember, man. I remember when I was playing with my travel team, 40 Stars, got 40 Stars. When I was playing with them, David was so good. I told David to come play. I said, "Come play with this AAU team, my travel team." So his mom, you know what I'm saying, brought him to some practices, and my coach loved David, man. He loved him. And David just started playing from here on. From there on out, he played a few games, few
Mm-hmm.
tournaments, and then he just stopped afterwards. But man, that's how talented David was, man. Like, matter of fact, Juice he started his own league. So Juice's first
Mm-hmm.
year that he started his league, I want to say it was at when was Juice's first year? His first year was at what was the first year? I think it was at Lusinger. I think it was at
Mm-hmm.
Juice held it at Lusinger,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say. So David was in the 3-point competition. So he was in the three. He came down to the final two contestants between him and my boy Gomez. And I was telling people, I said, "Hey, this motherfucker right here can shoot his
Shoot.
ass off. Let me tell you, don't
Yep.
be fooled. He ain't no
Yep.
white boy. He Hawaiian, but this
Nope.
motherfucker can
Yep.
shoot, man. I'm telling
Yep.
you." David
Yep.
took my boy Gomez won the 3-point competition, but David took him to the fucking wire. I think Gomez probably won by like 2 or 3 shots, but
Wow.
David, man, was
Yeah,
lighting that
David
shit
could
up.
shoot, yo. Yeah,
Man,
David. A lot of people underestimated David, man, playing basketball because
yeah,
of how he looked. And then he had
yeah,
that ponytail. I remember when he grew his hair out, they had that damn ponytail, yo. Feel like, David, man, what the hell are you doing now? What you
man,
doing? He came back to school with that damn ponytail, bro, and it
yeah.
was lights out, yo. Him, Pat,
David,
bro. Pat had the game down. John can play too. John was a
yeah.
baller too, bro.
I used
Like
to
when
go
we
up
got
to
on the court.
Rogers when John was working up there, and on the weekends and just start playing. They had open gym up there, and John be up
Mm,
there. And sometimes John will play. That's when John will play with his watch. I'm like, man, that's crazy. John be like, man, I shoot in these rims every day. It ain't gonna be fair if I play because I ain't gonna miss. I
yeah.
said, damn, you got a point. Yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
right. It's home to you. Yeah, man, but man,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dave. I remember David when he lived right behind that Jack in the Box,
Yeah.
right across you from Jane Addams.
Mm-hmm.
Man, every day, my mom would pick me up from Anderson or Rogers, and I would go to Jane Addams, and you know what I'm saying, because Royce would be up. That's where Royce worked, Coach Royce.
Mm-hmm.
I would go
Mm-hmm.
up there, and it'd be him and Danny. I don't remember the adult Big Danny.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, he worked with Royce. They would always be up there at Jane Addams, and you remember Darion, right? Darion
Yep.
Burton.
Yep.
He got a brother, Deontay. So
Mm-hmm.
Darion would always be up there every day, and I would go up there to say what's up to Royce, and sometimes go home. But when Darion was up there, Darion would always like, no, stay and play. We about to play in like 10 minutes. So I would ask my mom, babe, my mom, can I stay? And I would always say, man, Darion was actually the first player that I ever looked up to in my life.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that. And I would tell his younger brother, Deontay, I was like, man, your brother, like I was like, no bullshit. Your brother was underrated. He was one of the
Your brother
coldest
was
niggas
very.
I've ever
Yes, he
seen.
was.
He
Yes, he was.
Darion, I'm talking about handles,
Darion was good,
get to the cup, shoot. I'm like,
bro. Darion. They was talking about Darion. They were talking about Darion at Rogers.
yeah,
That's when we was in elementary, and then when he got to high school because Darion played in the league because Gilbert introduced me to Darion. No, actually, Kiana, my sister, she
mm,
ended up going to Rogers before we did, and she knew Darion, like Melvin, all them dudes, man. And
yeah,
then that's when I found out about Darion, and Darion was by far one of the best basketball players coming out of the Hawthorne Lawndale area.
yeah, for sure. For sure, man. He would always have all the new shoes, the new AIs, the answers, the questions. I'm like, God
Yep,
damn. And his whole swag about it, I was like, man, I want to be just like
was
Darion,
clean,
man. He got
like
games
clean.
report, got the new shoes. I'm like, dude cold, man. Dude cold.
Hmm.
It's crazy because I would always tell Deontay, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I met Deontay, you know what I'm saying, want to say like 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, when because he used to be around Jerry, J Dot.
Jared,
Yeah.
Jada, yeah.
So
Hmm.
when I was like, he was like, J Dot was like, you know who little brother this is, right? I'm like, no, who brother this is? He's like, oh, this is Darion little brother. I'm like, Darion Burton? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. But you know what
Crazy.
though? I
Small
seen,
world.
yeah, it is a small world. I would always tell him, I said, your brother cold, cold. So whatever game you got, it came from him.
Yeah.
Cold. I seen Deontay play. I didn't even know who he was at this time. He was playing at Centennial. So
Hmm.
it was like a tournament, and I forget where the tournament was. So I went to go watch him. Like Centennial play against Price, I want to say. And this one dude was just jumping out the gym, boom, dunking everything. I'm talking about people like, yeah, watch this player. He a good player. He a
It
good
was
player.
him.
And it was
It was
Deontay.
him.
I didn't even know that was him. So I
Yep.
was like, wait a minute. I was like, what high school did you go to? This is when I met him with Jerry. He's like, I went to Centennial. I played Centennial. I said, I seen you play, and I didn't even know that was you, man. When I talk
One
about
of the smallest niggas on
athlete,
the court, yo, bro.
man,
Had
and
leapers, yo.
it's crazy because after I left college, because I went to Fullerton my freshman year, then went to JUCO for 2 years, and I got another scholarship at a D2 in New Mexico, and played in New Mexico. But I left
Hmm.
New Mexico, I want to say second semester because I'm homesick, man. It's different. When you come from a city and you move out of state, it's a life changing adjustment.
Yep.
A life changing adjustment. So when I came back out here, I was kind of considering trying to go overseas, go pro. Not sure what I wanted to do. I even entered the draft. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
had one workout, but I couldn't go to it because, you know what I'm saying, I tore my meniscus. So I had to work out with
Mm.
flippers, but I couldn't go. So I was like, man, I was about to call it quits. So I even played in the ABA for a little
Mm.
bit. And when I played in the ABA, I played with Darion and Deontay's cousin. His name is Isaac Burton. They call him Ice.
Mm.
He can play. He's older than us. Isaac, we're in our 30s. Isaac got to be in his 40s now, like
Hmm.
probably like mid to late 40s. Isaac was so cold that I didn't know that that the NCAA, they have this it's like a policy you go through, especially when you're playing ball, as far as saying like don't no point shaving, no accepting money from scouts, et cetera, et cetera. So they'll go over it, and they'll talk about these players, whatever, and talk about these players that went to Arizona State. Isaac Burton was one of those players that they were referring to. They always go through it. Matter of
Wow.
fact, when they made Blue Chips, remember that movie Blue Chips? How the dude was
Yeah,
accepting money.
yeah, I got a family. My auntie's best friend daughter was in Blue Chips. Hmm.
It's crazy because that movie had something to do with Isaac Burton. With the, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, yeah, the black dude who's accepting, who's point shaving. You feel me?
Yeah.
Trying to reach the. Yeah, so I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I never knew that. I never knew that.
That's crazy.
But talent wise, coming out, people don't realize coming out of that Allendale area, it's a whole bunch of talent, man. A whole bunch of not just sports wise. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of talent.
Yeah.
Period. Coming out of the Allendale area, man.
Period. Yep.
Yeah, I see. Man, matter of fact, Russell is opening up a school, man. Did you know about that?
Yep. High school, middle school. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I found out about it. So the announcement.
Yeah, so it's crazy because he's not getting the kind of attention like LeBron is. You know what I'm saying? When he opened up his school, but we know what he's doing. You feel me? Because you know what I'm saying, he's from our city.
Oh yeah,
he's from our area.
Yeah.
So I think we should promote it more than what it is being promoted. You know, we should help him. You know what I'm saying? Promote it ourselves, because that's crazy. Because that's a good thing. He's, you know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh, Russell this, Russell that," but he's giving back. You feel me? He's
giving back. He always been giving back, bro. I remember when I first met Russell.
Yeah.
Bro, he was a freshman. Bro, he was like 5. He had to be about 5'6", 5'7". Bro, and people don't understand this, bro. He wore a size 14 shoe. A 14 shoe at a 5'7", about 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
And a size 14 shoe as a freshman, bro. So you knew you always got to grow into your feet. Bro, Russell was a killer back then. And a lot of people don't understand that, he was a late bloomer when he started dunking.
Yeah.
And also Darnell Beverly. Like, I played, that was my little Darnell Beverly was my little brother. All right, cool, yo. Like, we all was good at losing it, bro. Like, that's just what it was. But Darnell ended up going to UConn.
Yeah.
And playing with Kimba. See, Russell ended up going to UCLA. And, and that's what a lot of people understand. They like, oh, he don't play defense. How you not play defense when he was in the Pac-10 and was defensive player of the year when he came out? He got drafted 4th. Like, what are y'all talking about?
A lot of people don't realize this neither. Russell wasn't originally a point guard. He was originally a 2.
Yeah,
he played the 2 his whole life. So when people say, "Oh, he's shooting too much," yada yada, he played the shooting guard his whole life. So that's what he's known his whole life. He didn't play the point guard until he got into the NBA.
To the NBA.
You feel me? So it's like when you born doing something, it's just natural. It's natural. And ain't no way you're not gonna be able to play the defense, especially coming from losing under Reggie. Ain't no hell no.
Bro, Reggie used to have us running before the game.
Yeah.
Bro, who coach have you running laps and sprints and this ain't cardio. I'm talking about full-fledged running. And we had a game later on that night. Like, what? Bro, what are we doing? We're gonna be tired before we got tired. But we had a small squad, so therefore he was like, we're gonna be going up against the big players. So therefore, if we got one thing, bro, it's gonna be that cardio. We're gonna outwork it. But bro, that's man.
And let me tell you one thing about Morris, man. When we play Lusinger,
hell of a coach, yo.
When we play Lusinger, man, Morris was sub in 5 players at a time, 5 in, 5 out. So I'm like, damn, a fresh new 5 is coming in. So in my mind, I'm like, dude, I don't wore this first 5 out, trying to, saying, cardio wise. Now you throwing fresh bodies at me.
Yep.
I'm like, damn.
And everybody knew their positions, yo.
Yeah.
Everybody knew their positions,
and it's crazy because everybody played the same.
Yep.
Hard, feisty, scrappy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Wasn't no punks on that team. If you think you about to punk him, man, it's not
Roy.
It
was Roy.
Let me tell you one of the toughest dudes on that team.
David. Yeah.
One of the toughest dudes I remember on that team was D'Angelo.
Yep, D'Angelo. Short, yeah. He reminds see, I used to get D'Angelo and Chris mixed up when I first met him.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, because D'Angelo had the tattoos, Chris didn't. And I was like, all right, I know who the hell y'all are now. So yeah, when I first met D'Angelo, I met D'Angelo because actually I found out D'Angelo, his cousin was dating my cousin in the Valley. And he was like, D'Angelo? I was like, yeah, bro, we go to school together. That's how I knew who D'Angelo was. Then, and we was at school together. So yeah, D'Angelo had game.
He played at Hawthorne High, right? And he's like, man, because he a little feisty, scrappy dude too. So he said, this dude, he said he remember playing Lusinger, and him and D'Angelo got into it in the middle of the game. They said the stands cleared out. People rushed the court. I said, yeah, D'Angelo, shit, he tough on the court and he tough off the court
tough
too.
off the court. Yeah, he'll take no shit, yo. Don't play no game.
Yeah, I know.
And you know the rivalry, the rivalry with Luzinger and Hawthorne was always a problem.
Yeah.
You know, even my freshman year when I played football, bro, it was crazy. It was even on the football field, bro. It was crazy.
Dang.
It was crazy. Basketball court. It was crazy, bro. We couldn't stand Hawthorne.
So who was Luzinger's biggest rival in sports? Would you say?
I would say Hawthorne and Peninsula. Peninsula High School.
They were in y'all league.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peninsula was in our league too. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because hold on, Peninsula. Matter of fact, because Peninsula's in Palos Verdes, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I had a buddy of mine who played on my AAU team, man. He played football for Peninsula. He was a crazy motherfucker, man. I'm talking about big, yoked up. His name is Alex McClain, man. Black dude. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. He was like, he played football, but he was always in trouble, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think he went to even the school, the detention school, what they call it for, Rebay Academy.
Mm-hmm.
He went and played there, man. He was, you know what I'm saying? Those ones he come in with the handcuffs on and everything. I'm like, dude, he was up here, you know what I'm saying? But don't mess with him. He was that kind of crazy. Don't fool with him. Don't fool with him. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. It was, bro. Like them were the days, man. How's mom's doing, man? How's
man,
family?
she's good. She's good, man. Yeah, she's upstairs with my little one, my newborn.
Okay,
She's
tell her
good,
say hello.
Yeah, definitely, man. How's Ramisha doing, man? By the way,
Ramisha good, man. She out in Vegas, yo. She got her little family out in Vegas.
She live out there?
Yep. She out in Vegas.
Crazy. It's
been out there for a long time.
I remember when I first met you, Daviana Ramisha, man, in 5th grade. And I remember, you know what I'm saying? Back then, you say, "Oh, this is your girlfriend." I used to say Ramisha was my girlfriend all the time. So she would say, "She's like, yeah." People ask me, like, "Yeah, I am." So I remember one of them Fridays that came around, and it was the dance at the Civic Center. I didn't go, but I had heard that, you know what I'm saying, what's his name used to always go up there. Remember Orlando Brown, dude that played in Major Pain.
Yep.
He was up there.
He went to school with my sister. He ended up going to school with my sister, Gynesha.
So when they say he was up there, say, "Oh yeah, he was talking to Ramisha." Yeah. So that next week, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they get Ramisha, my girlfriend, and all of a sudden, when people asked her, she was like, "Nah." I'm like, "Nah." She's like, "Yeah, she got a new boyfriend." I said, "Who's her boyfriend?" So it was like Orlando. I said, "Who the fuck is Orlando?" so I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who's Orlando?" So
for real.
I won't say like a Friday 2 went by. It's like Orlando Brown, the dude from Major Pain. I said, "Don't worry, dude that played in Family Matters." I said, "Okay, don't worry about it. I'll be at the Civic Center this Friday." So one of the Fridays came up there, right? I went up there one of the Fridays. I didn't even go to dance, man. I came to fight. I didn't go to dance. I came to fight. So when I went up there, he wasn't up there. So I'm up there.
He wasn't up there,
yeah. Remember, let me tell you something, Bogey. It was some good songs playing, man, but I wasn't paying attention.
You went up
I
there
was so
to pay
mad.
attention
I
to them
was
girls,
looking for him.
Yep.
I was looking for him, man.
Bro, them were the days, man. That Civic Center dance, bro, is crack.
Man.
Oh my God. People don't understand, yo. Then we was in there doing crazy. Bro, we was in there doing shit we do today, bro. You get in trouble.
Man. See, man.
Bro, shit you do today, you get in trouble. Straight up.
It's crazy because I just passed by the Civic Center, I want to say maybe 3-4 weeks ago. And I looked at it, and in my mind I'm thinking, damn, I wonder they still be holding dances up here. I wonder, man. Like it wasn't that big of a room, but man, it was just fun, man. It was just fun. It was
fun, and also, bro, it wasn't no shit, bro. Breaking out, it wasn't no beefing. It wasn't none of that, bro. It was just straight. All right, Friday nights. We had a long week at school. We finna go have some fun. That's just what it was.
Exactly.
That's just what it was, man.
Had I seen Orlando back there, man, it would have been some problems, man.
He would have missed a couple of auditions, huh?
Like, dude, like, damn, he just stole my girlfriend right underneath my nose.
Right. I
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah, man. It was the days,
That's crazy.
bro.
And it's funny because
Days.
I later on I found out that you know Crystal damn Crystal Jackson, right?
Yep.
That's her cousin. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay, this is the homegirl. You know what I'm saying? That's her cousin. I said, okay, let me just leave it alone. That's the homegirl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
But yeah, man, I know you got things to do, bro. It was good talking to you, man. I'm glad you came on, bro. This by far, yo, it was nuts, man. It was
Man, it
nuts,
was good. It
man.
was
It was
good, man. It's an
nuts, yo.
honor, man, and a pleasure to
Yeah,
be a
man.
part of this, man. I was telling my wife, I said, man, this is my first podcast. I've never done a podcast, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. This is like my 8th episode. So I had
Yeah.
to get you on talk about. Yeah, yeah. So I had my
Oh
homeboy on. I had my
shit.
cousin on last time. He raps. I had
Okay.
my other homeboy on. He's doing music too. I had a couple of another homeboy back home. He do music. Uh, Next week I'm having my cousin on. She's a social worker, and we're gonna talk about mental health in
That's
the
good.
black
That's
community.
good. And it's crazy because
So
it's very underrated, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to say maybe 5 years ago, just before I had my daughter.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? You can either get through it yourself, or sometimes if it's really severe, you're gonna need some help with it. You feel me? And I
yeah.
was dealing with somewhat of that. You know what I'm saying? Right just before I had it, because I was kind of tripping before I had my daughter, because I wasn't sure what kind of father I was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I can
At that
understand that,
time,
bro.
yeah, I wasn't. Am I gonna
I've
be a
been
good
there,
one?
bro.
Am I
Bro,
gonna
when
be
I
a
tell
bad
you,
one? You
I've been
know?
there.
Exactly. So
hmm
it kind of messes
hmm
with me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just going through something for about maybe about 8 9 months. You know, and it was changing me, as far as like I would it was changing my behavior. I was being an asshole to people that I really care about, and I was
hmm
like, man, that's not me. You know, that's not me. So yeah, that's gonna be a good topic, man. And hopefully I can catch that podcast when you talk about it with her.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Because what I'm gonna do is, man, if you want, you can subscribe to the podcast on
oh yeah,
YouTube.
definitely.
Because this is going on you. This is on YouTube. It's on
Okay.
Facebook, uh, and it's on here. So what I do is I download when I'm done with this. I download, chop it down, download it, and I post it. I post it on my YouTube,
Okay.
and everybody can see it. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely I'm gonna subscribe to it on YouTube. Soon as we finish this, man, because I definitely want to catch that mental health one, man, because it's very underrated. It's not talked about much, but a lot of people go through that, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
bro, I can relate with you, man, because you had your daughter right before I had mine. I had mine in
Mm.
June. We had yours in
Okay.
February. So, bro, I was there. When you're talking about the environment we grew up in, but you're also talking about single parent moms. You're also talking about, you know, um, my dad was there, but he wasn't, bro. Like in middle school, when I would come to your house,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it was just me and my grandma. Like my dad
Yeah.
would go do his runs, and bro, I wouldn't see my dad, even though
Yeah.
I stayed with my dad.
Yeah. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Especially young black men in our generation.
hmm
Dads wouldn't be around like that. You feel me?
hmm
So
hmm
it affects you. It affects you. So I
hmm
know exactly what you mean.
hmm Yeah, man. I'm glad, man, you got through that, bro, because that that
Yeah.
is that is very important, man. Mental health is very important. I tell people all the time, if you got to go sit down with somebody, go sit down with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
because it's nothing wrong with sitting down and talking out this stuff that you
And
have
if
no comprehend and get some help.
yeah,
That's what
especially
they're there for.
and if you're not gonna sit down with somebody, you better make sure you have people in your corner. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Your
it.
brothers, your best friends, your boy,
That's
people
it.
that's gonna be around you, that's gonna give you the advice you need, the encouragement you need. You know what I'm saying? Because you once you dig if you dig yourself a hole deep enough,
Oh, yeah,
you
bro.
you may not be
It's
able
a
to dig
hard.
yourself out of that hole.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there, bro. That's it right there, man. But I'm glad you came on, man. I
All right, brother,
appreciate you.
man. Thanks, man.
You got my number, man. Next time back in Cali, bro, we got to catch up.
For sure.
We got to catch up.
Definitely.
You know, anytime you coming out this way, let me know. Your cousin, I'm literally right around the corner. Kannapolis is down the street.
Yeah. And one thing about
So-
North Carolina, man, when I was out there, I only been out there twice, but
Mhm.
it's wholesome out there. You know what I'm saying? It's
Very.
when they have cookouts, they have cookouts, man. Up there,
Yep.
and they the people out there just love. They just so.
Yeah.
You want some on your plate, honey? You want some? They I'm like, what? It was some Southern hospitality, boy. I'm telling
Yep.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
like, man.
Yeah, bro.
Trust
That's
me.
what it is, man.
We got some cool fish out here. When they frying fish out there, man,
It's a different level.
They gets
It's
down.
different.
Okay?
It's different, yo. It's different.
Hey, man, whew. But yeah, man. But thanks,
Different.
Bo, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna tell Mom. You
I appreciate
what's
you,
up,
bro.
Man. And you take
Okay.
care of the family, man. All right.
You, bro. You take care of the family
All right,
too,
man.
bro. I'll hit you up later.
All right, brother, man. Love
All
you,
right,
man. Take
appreciate
care.
you.
Salute.
Love you too, bro. All right.